welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you my master list, I guess, of products I want to use up in 2016. So I kind of just went through in my head in the order of things I put on my face, but it's not perfect. And then I do have some body and skin and hair care type items. So I have, let's see, like 33 total items that I want to use up. So I'm not sure if I'll do any kind of monthly updates or quarterly or any updates throughout the year. This year I just kind of did my list and then I just filmed my results, I guess, of what I used up. So we'll see. So I do have some of this stuff sitting next to me and that I'll show you, but I probably just won't show you everything because that will take a long time. So the first thing I want to make up, or I have all my makeup listed first, so the first thing I want to use up is a full-size primer. I'm currently working on my very last mini primer, so I guess this is the thing I want to use up as well. And then I think the next one I will work on is my Maybelline Baby Skin, because that one is the oldest one. And the other full size I have is a Nano Blur that I received in an influencer box. But they're both very similar. They're pore filling primers. So I'd be happy to use up either of those, but I think the Baby Skin is actually a little smaller. And since it's older, I'll probably go for that one. Then I have 3 foundations. I have the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation. I have 2 of those right now in my collection. One is open, so I want to finish that one off. And then I have the CoverGirl 3-in-1 Foundation. That is in my Project 10 pan. And my CoverGirl Stay Luminous. And that one I received from Influencer, and I've only used it a handful of times, so I just want to finish it off. Then I have my Neutrogena Shine Control Powder, and this is in my Project 10 pan, I think, as well. And so I've been working on it, and I really want to use this up because I only have one other pressed foundation powder in my backup, and my goal is to have 2 powders, a loose and a pressed, to carry in my purse. And when I use this up, I will be at my goal, which is really exciting. So I want to get that gone in the next year, which I don't think will be a problem. Next, I have one bronzer I want to use up, and that is my Tarte Park Avenue Princess. My bronzer collection has really gotten a lot smaller over the year. I've decluttered a lot that I didn't like and didn't work for me, so now I just have Bahama Mama, this one, and I have the NARS one in this palette, and then I also have a contour duo from Wet n Wild, and I'm totally happy with that size, but I want to get it even smaller, so I have my eye on this one because it is, I think, the smallest one right now that I have, and it is 4 grams. So I had the Hoola bronzer last year, a sample that was 3 grams, and I think that took me like 8 months, maybe 7 or 8 months. So I think 4 grams is definitely possible in a year. I have used that one a bit, so it's not completely starting from the beginning, but there aren't any dips or anything, so it is pretty full, but I think I can do it if that's just the only bronzer I reach for, and I don't really have a problem. I never get sick of using bronzers and stuff. I was sick of looking at Hoola and seeing no progress, but I did like the product itself. Next up, I have some cream blushes, which is no surprise because I've talked a lot about how I really want to use up as many cream blushes as possible this year. So one I really want to use up is this ColourPop blush in Prenup. I have some decent pan going, and I'm probably like halfway through with this. So I just want to finish this one off, and this one is 4.2 grams, but I feel like it goes pretty quickly just because of the consistency of it. And then I also have down the other ColourPop blush I have, which is Toxic. And this one's much more intense and like less wearable for every day, but I have hit pan on it, and I just want to use up as much as possible because I don't really know how long these are supposed to last before they can start drying out. Then of course I have my cream blushes in this palette. This is in my Pan That Palette challenge, so you'll be seeing my updates on this in those videos, but this is where I'm at right now. I definitely want to finish off these 2, and I think it's definitely possible. And then I want to use up the other 2 as well, but I'm not quite sure how long it will take because they're so pigmented. You really only need the smallest amount or else you look insane. And then just briefly, I of course have the other palettes that I'm working on. I have my Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette. This one I've used up one of the shades, so I have like 1.5 left. I have my Smashbox Blue Eyes, which is practically brand new. I guess I'll just show it to you again. So I used it for a couple weeks, and then I ended up getting the Naked palette, and I started ignoring this and using the Naked palette. I've used this shade right here a few more times. There was like a week where I was going to pan it, so I used it maybe 5 times, but not even that many times. So there really aren't any dips. You can just kind of see that they are used a little bit. And then of course I want to finish off my Lorac Pro finally. And that is where I'm at here, so I have 7 more shades to go. And then I also have this cream blush from Stila. I accidentally skipped over this one, and I don't think I can use the whole thing. It's 4.2 grams, 4.25 grams, but this one goes a lot slower than the ColourPop one. I don't know, it's just that this one's more of a cream, another one's kind of a weird fluffy texture, but I did hit pan on it, and it is expired technically. It still feels the same, it doesn't smell or perform any differently. So I don't feel weird about using it, but I feel like my time is running out with that one, so I just want to get as much use out of it this year as I can. So my goal basically for this year is to wear a cream blush every single day under any powder blushes I want to wear. And I didn't put this on the list, but this is another one I really want to work on. This one's 7 grams, and it's really big. I poked a pin into it to see how far down it goes, and it goes really, really far. So I do want to get some use out of that one, but I don't think I'll be able to finish that one as well as all the other ones, but it is something I do want to try to at least get more progress on. Then for eyeliner, I just kind of have numbers. I don't have specific eyeliners I want to use up. And last year I used up 6 brown and black liners, and that's liquid and pencils. But this year my goal is just 2, and that's because I've been really into gel liner lately. So I have a black and a brown gel liner. I also have a blue, and I've just been reaching for those all the time. But I still have a lot of black and brown pencil liners, so I kind of want to set a goal for myself so I don't ignore those and I can continue to make progress on that category in my collection. And then I also want to use up 2 colored eyeliners. So I have one in my Project Pain Roulette right now, a green one, and I'd like to use up at least one other colored one over the year. If I use up more, that's great, but for colors it's anything other than black, brown, or gray basically, so we'll see how I do with that. Then for mascara, I just have a number. I want to use up 8, and that's usually pretty easy for me. So I have a lot of deluxe samples and stuff, and those usually last me 3 to 4 months, and I usually have 2 to 3 open at a time, so I think that'll be no problem. Then for lip products, I want to use up 2 full-size lip balms, 3 lip glosses, deluxe or full-size, but I didn't write down any specific ones. Right now I'm working on a mini one from Buxom. But I do really want to use up this full-size naked one from Urban Decay this year. And then I want to use up 5 colored lip products. And I have a few other kind of qualifications in here. I want to use up 1 bright, and this probably will be a mini, and then 2 full sizes. And one of the full sizes, I would love to use up one of my Clinique Chubby Sticks, because these are the oldest thing in my collection, and they're both look about the same, so I have use them but not really worn down even the tip. So I have Chunky Cherry and Fuller Fig, and I'll probably go for Fuller Fig. I have that one in my purse right now. And then for the brights, I kind of have 3 that I am thinking about, and they're all like the same color, but I really love this color, so I will swatch them all for you. The first one is LOC from Birchbox with Tati in the shade Glam Life. And that one is 0.6 grams, so it's the smallest, and so I feel like it's the most easily accomplished, and I really love that color and the formula. The next one is not Marc Jacobs. It's a magenta, and I got this in a 500 point perk. And then I have this from a 250 point perk from Bite Beauty in the shade Coeur Royale. So this is the LOC, Marc Jacobs, and Coeur Royale. And so you can see they're very similar. The LOC is a matte. The Marc Jacobs isn't quite matte. It has a very tiny sheen to it, but it's not very noticeable. It's kind of like one of those mattes that's a little shiny. But Bite Beauty definitely has the most shine to it. It's more of a cream kind of finish, I guess. It's one of their luminous cream lipsticks, so you can definitely see a bit more of a shine there. So I would love to use up one of these. I think this one is 1 gram, and this is 1.55, so I'm guessing I'll go for this one though, because it is the smallest, and I did buy this one. The other 2 were like gifts with their point perks or whatever, so I have been trying to want to steer away from using up things I got for free and focus on things I paid for, so that's another reason I'll probably go for the LOC, but we will see. Then, kind of in the vein of more cream products, I want to use up my Becca Opal. This was recently in a Project 10 pan. It's not in one right now, but I just want to slowly work on it because I do really enjoy it. So I'm not in a rush, but I don't want it to go bad either. I also want to use up this Maybelline Color Tattoo in the shade Black Orchid. I've already hit pan on it, as you can see, but I have a lot of product. This is very high on the sides, so it kind of went straight down. So I just want to use this up before it dries up. You can kind of tell it's already coming away from the sides a little bit. I got this Easter weekend, so I don't want it to dry out, so I want to finish it off before that happens. Then I also want to finish this cream shadow from Bare Minerals. It's a 5-in-1. I got this as an Ipsy reward before I canceled my subscription. And it's just kind of a khaki color. It has a slight green tinge, but it's matte, and I think it will work really well under a variety of eyeshadows. And the other cream shadow I kind of want to focus on is another from LOC, just because this one is really small and also pretty versatile, but it is shiny. So the Black Orchid one can't really be used under anything because it is a little bit darker and more purpley, but both of these two I think could work under almost anything, and they're both really neutral, easy to use shades, and like I said, this is one of the smaller eyeshadow sticks I have. For brows, I'm going to use up this Too Faced Bulletproof Brows. This is in a Project 10 pan right now, so that's how much I have left. And then I also want to use up, I have 2 Soap & Glory brow products I bought while I was in the UK, and I want to use up the Brow Archery, and that has a marker on one side and a pencil on the other. I haven't tried the marker yet, but if I like it, I'll try to use that up too, but if I don't, I'll just concentrate on the pencil side. And then I want to use up one glitter nail polish, and it'll likely be in True Stefani fashion because I have the most progress on that one, and it's also the oldest one I have. Then I have a bunch of skincare and body items. I have a Soap & Glory makeup remover. I don't know what the full name is. I have it in my bathroom, but it's a peach scent, and it's just not my favorite, but it's like a huge bottle, so I want to use that up so I can move on to things I prefer. I also want to use up the Bliss face mask I got in my Elster package from Julianne, just because I think that expires in a year, so I want to make sure I use it up before it expires. I also have a Nuxe face mask. It's a moisturizing mask that I got in Glossybox last year, so I want to use that up. And I have 2 eye creams I want to use up. One is a Lancome eye cream. It's a deluxe sample, and I've been working on that for the last few months, but I still have a lot left. And then I have another one, and I forgot the name of the brand. I think is it Nourish Organics or something? I got it in an Ipsy, and it's really big, and I want to use that one up as well. Then I just have 4 hand creams. I went through my skincare inventory recently and I have a ton of hand creams, so I just want to use up any 4 of them. I was really bad about using up lotions in 2015, so I don't have a ton of lotions on my list, but I have 2 Bath & Body Works lotions. One I got from Courtney and one I got from my landlord when I moved in, so I want to use up both of those. And then I also want to use up my full size of the Soap & Glory Righteous Body Butter, just because I've had that for a while, and I've used some of it, but there's still a ton left, and I just want to use it up before it goes bad too. And then finally I have a rollover from last year. It's the pink body spray in the Fresh and Clean scent. I had that in my list last year, but I only managed to use up about half of it, so I really want to finish it off in 2016. And then for hair products, I just have 2. I have the Beauty Protector Leave-In Conditioner, and I got that from Birchbox, and I really, really love it. I bought the full size I think I bought it after I only tried the sample once because I loved it so much. So I think that's about half gone. It's at my other apartment though, so I just used up a different leave-in conditioner, and that's the next one I want to use up, and I really, really love it, so I don't think it'll be an issue. The biggest issue with those types of products for me is that I have a bunch of them, so I'm more tempted to kind of go around and use a bunch of different things, but I much prefer to focus on one and get it gone so I can slowly reduce the number of bottles I have floating around my bathroom. And then I have a deluxe sample of the, I forgot what it's called, but it's a hair oil from No. 4 from Birchbox, and I really like that as well, and I have a bunch of hair oils, so that's just the first one I want to concentrate on, and it takes me a while to get through those because my hair is really short, so that's the only one I have on my list, but I would definitely like to reduce my collection in that whole area as much as I can in 2016 as well. So yeah, that is everything on my list. So I'm not sure if I'll check in throughout the year, but if not, we'll go back over this at the end of 2016 and see how I did. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you've made a video like this because I would love to check it out, and I will see you soon. Bye!